The stranger in the closet. The night was quiet, the city outside was asleep, and only the soft hum of streetlights entered the small apartment. A young man named Adam sat alone in his room. He was simple, nothing special. He worked in a small office, ate instant noodles most nights, and tried to live an ordinary life. But tonight was different. Tonight something strange waited for him behind his old wooden wardrobe. Adam had been hearing odd sounds for 2 nights, soft thuds, faint whispers. He thought maybe rats, or maybe the neighbors fighting again, but the sounds were too close, too real. They came from his own closet. His hand shook as he pulled the handle. He expected nothing more than dust and clothes, but what happened next froze his heart. A figure tumbled out, collapsing onto the floor. It was not human. It was a woman, or at least she looked like one at first glance. Her skin glowed faint silver under the dim light. Her hair shimmered like strands of glass, and strange glowing marks ran down her arms. Adam stumbled back, his chair hitting the wall. "What the? Who are you?" he whispered. The woman struggled to rise, her eyes, bright violet, locked on him. She whispered words in a language he did not understand. Then, in broken English, she said, "You found me. Now you must protect me. We are already bound." Adam blinked, confusion spreading through his mind. "Bound? Protect you? What are you talking about?" The woman pressed her palm against her chest. The glowing marks pulsed. "I am a diplomat of the Orathian Empire. I escaped. They hunt me. You are now my husband." Adam's jaw dropped. He laughed nervously, thinking maybe this was a prank, maybe some strange cosplayer broke into his house. Wait, husband? No, this is insane. I don't even know you." She leaned closer, her voice low, urgent. "Listen, in my culture, when I step into our dwelling, and declare bond, it cannot be broken. They cannot touch me, not if I am yours." His heart raced, his thoughts scrambled. "You're saying some space people are after you, and if you pretend to be married to me, they can't hurt you?" She shook her head slowly. "Not pretend. Human. Real. The bond is alive now. It protects both of us, but also binds our fates." Adam wanted to deny it, wanted to call the police, but then he saw it. Outside his window, far above the city sky, a faint flash of light, like a star moving too fast, then another. He realized they were not stars. They were ships. Ships hovering far beyond the clouds. His breath caught in his throat. "Oh my God. This is real." The alien woman's eyes softened, but her body trembled with exhaustion. "They will search. They will come. If they find me, they will kill me, and maybe kill you too." Adam ran a hand through his hair, panic rising. "Why here? Why me? Out of all the places in the world, why did you end up in my closet?" Her lips curved into a faint, tired smile. "Fate chose, maybe, or maybe I did. Humans are not watched closely by the council. I thought I could hide here, but the bond, it's sealed when you open the door." He looked at her glowing marks, at the strange patterns shifting on her skin like living tattoos. They pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat. For a moment, silence filled the room. Only the distant hum of the city outside remained. Then she whispered, "If you give me away, your world will burn. If you keep me, your life will change forever." Adam felt a chill run down his spine. He had no idea what kind of storm had just entered his apartment, but deep inside, he knew there was no turning back. Suddenly, a loud vibration shook the air. The window rattled. Adam rushed to it and looked up. A massive, dark shape moved across the clouds, too large to be a plane, too silent to be normal. It glided with purpose, scanning, searching. The alien woman grabbed his wrist, her grip surprisingly strong. "They are here already. You must decide, human husband, hide me, or lose me, and lose everything." Adam stared at her, sweat dripping down his forehead, his heart pounding so hard it hurt. He had always dreamed of adventure, of something beyond his ordinary life, but never like this, never with danger this close. Her violet eyes glowed, almost pleading. "Trust me, I am not your enemy. I chose you for a reason." Adam swallowed hard, fear and curiosity wrestling inside him. His lips trembled as he whispered, "Then we hide, but you better explain everything, because I have no idea what the hell is happening." The woman let out a relieved breath, her glowing marks dimming slightly. "Thank you, my husband. Thank you." Adam felt his knees weaken. He slumped onto the bed, his eyes still wide, his mind spinning. He had just agreed to something impossible, and outside, above the city, the hunters closed in, their shadows stretching over Earth, their eyes locked on the runaway diplomat hiding in a human's closet. The storm had begun. The hunted diplomat. Adam could not sleep that night. He sat in the dark room while the strange woman rested on his couch, her silver skin faintly glowing, her breathing shallow but steady. Outside, the city looked normal. Cars passed, lights flickered, but Adam's eyes kept drifting to the sky. He knew now the truth. Someone, something, was watching. He whispered to himself, "What have I done?" The woman stirred and opened her violet eyes. They glowed faint in the shadows. She looked at him and said softly, "You are afraid, human husband." Adam swallowed. "Of course I am. An alien just fell out of my closet and now I'm married without even saying yes." Her lips curved into a weak smile. "Your yes is not needed. The bond is stronger than words. Your world does not know the rue. Les of my people, but soon you will see." Adam leaned forward, his voice sharp. "Then start explaining. Who are you really? And why are they chasing you?" She sat up straight, her glowing marks shifting like waves across her arms. "My name is Lyra. I was a diplomat of the Orathian Empire. My task was to speak for peace between species, but I discovered a secret, something they hide from the galaxy." Adam's chest tightened. "What kind of secret?" Her eyes darkened. "The Empire plans to erase humanity before it can rise. They see your species as dangerous, unpredictable, too stubborn to obey the Galactic Council. They fear you, so they wish to destroy you before you stand." Adam felt the floor tilt under him. He grabbed the edge of the table. "Erase humanity? You're saying my entire planet is on their hit list?" She nodded, her voice firm. "Yes, and when I spoke against it, when I tried to stop them, they turned against me. They called me traitor, so I ran. I came here, to the very people they want to destroy. And now, I am hunted." Adam's pulse quickened, his skin felt cold. "So if I give you up, they kill you, and if I keep you, they might wipe out Earth." Lyra leaned closer, her glowing eyes locking on his. "Not might. They will, unless humanity fights, unless truth is revealed. That is why I need you." Adam laughed bitterly. "Me? I'm just some guy who works 9 to 5 and eats noodles. What can I do against an empire?" Lyra reached out, her hand resting on his, warm despite her strange skin. "Because I cannot stand before them without a bond. My people cannot touch me while I belong to another. And your kind is the only one they underestimated. They never thought a human would be part of this story." Before Adam could respond, the lights in his apartment flickered, the air filled with a low hum, like electricity crawling through the walls. Lyra's eyes widened. "They are close." Adam rushed to the window. The street outside looked normal, but above, hidden behind clouds, a shadow shifted. A faint beam of blue scanned the rooftops, searching. Lyra grabbed his arm, her voice sharp. "Hide me, quickly." Adam's heart pounded. He dragged her into the bathroom, turning off every light. They crouched in silence, his breath heavy, her glowing marks dimmed until they almost vanished. Seconds turned to minutes. Then a piercing sound filled the air, like a whistle made of metal. Adam peeked through the door crack and froze. His apartment wall shimmered, and 3 tall figures stepped through it, not breaking it, but phasing inside. They were armored, tall, their faces hidden behind masks of polished bone, their eyes burning like coals. They moved with precision, scanning, sniffing the air as if they could taste her scent. Adam's body shook. He had never seen anything so terrifying. Lyra's grip on his arm tightened. Her lips moved in silent words. A prayer, maybe? One of the hunters raised a device. Lights blinked across it. A sound emitted. Low, pulsing, searching. It beeped once, then twice, then stopped. The hunter hissed in a language Adam could not understand. Adam's heart thundered so loud he feared they would hear, but finally, after long, tense moments, the figures turned, their bodies shimmered, and they phased back through the wall, disappearing like ghosts. Adam let out a shaky breath, his shirt drenched in sweat. "Oh my God. They were in here." Lyra leaned back, exhaustion on her face. "They will not stop, not until I am caught or killed, and if they cannot find me, they will burn everything to force me out." Adam pressed his hands against his face. "This is insane. This is..." I don't know what to do. She touched his shoulder gently. Then let me guide you. I know their ways. I know their weakness. But I need you to trust me, human husband. Adam's eyes met hers, and for the first time, he saw not just fear but strength in her gaze. He nodded slowly. All right, I'll help you. But if humanity is in danger, then we fight back. Her lips curved into a faint smile. Then we fight. Outside, thunder cracked across a clear sky, not from clouds, but from engines of ships descending closer. The hunters were not leaving. They were surrounding, and deep in the night, Earth's ordinary man had unknowingly stepped into a war of empires. Bound by the hand of a runaway diplomat who called him her husband, the storm was no longer coming. It was already here. The empire's demand, the morning sun rose, but Adam did not feel safe. The night had been long, filled with shadows moving in the sky and strange whispers inside his walls. Lyra sat by the window, her violet eyes glowing faintly as she watched the horizon. They will not give up, she said softly. They will only become louder, bolder, until Earth hears their voice. Adam rubbed his face, exhausted. So what happens next? They just keep scanning my apartment until the neighbors start asking questions? Lyra shook her head. No, Adam. The Empire does not waste time. If they cannot take me in silence, they will come openly, and they will not speak to you first. They will speak to your leaders. Adam's chest tightened. He knew what that meant. The world was about to notice. By afternoon, news broke across every channel. Satellite feeds showed massive unidentified ships in low orbit, not hiding anymore. Their dark shadows stretched over oceans and cities. Governments scrambled. Military jets flew into the skies, but none dared fire. The world was in shock. Adam and Lyra watched the television. The screen showed a global broadcast. An alien figure, tall and draped in golden armor, stood in front of a council chamber, his voice deep and heavy. People of Earth, you shelter a traitor of the Orathian Empire. Surrender her to us immediately, or your planet will face consequences beyond imagination. Adam froze, his heart pounding. The image was terrifying. The alien's face was partly human-like, but sharper, cruel, with eyes that burned like molten metal. Behind him stood ranks of armored soldiers. The anchor's voice trembled. The alien demands a runaway diplomat, someone they claim has hidden among us. Adam turned to Lyra, his voice low. They mean you. Lyra nodded, her hands clenched. They mean us, because now I am bound to you, and if they cannot separate me, they will destroy both of us, maybe all of you. Adam stood, pacing. So the entire world just got threatened because you walked into my closet. She stood too, her glowing marks brightening. Not just because of that, but because your species was already their target. My choice only sped the storm, but Adam, this is a chance too. If truth is revealed, humanity can rise, no longer prey, no longer ignored. Adam's phone buzzed, endless calls from unknown numbers, government alerts, emergency warnings. His apartment building was already surrounded by military vehicles, loudspeakers shouting, "Open the door, this is United Earth Command." Adam's hands shook. Oh God, they know, they found us. Lyra placed her hand on his chest, her voice calm despite the panic. Listen to me. Do not give me away. If you do, they will kill me, and your world will fall anyway. But if you stand, even for a moment, your people will see, they will know, and the Empire will lose its silence. Adam stared at her, her violet eyes burning with fierce light, and something inside him shifted. The fear was still there, but so was something else, a strange courage. Before he could decide, the door blasted open. Soldiers rushed in, their guns raised but not aimed at him. Instead, they formed a shield as a tall general stepped inside, his face pale, eyes wide. "Adam Carter, you need to come with us now," Adam stuttered. "What? Why?" The general's voice was urgent. Because the whole world saw that broadcast, and satellites traced their scans directly here. They know you're connected to this runaway alien, and right now, here, the needs answers. Adam looked back at Lyra, her silver glow bright against the dull apartment. She whispered, "If you go, I go." The general blinked, almost recoiling. "She speaks English." Adam swallowed. She's the one they want. But she's not what they say she is. She's trying to help us. The general's jaw tightened. Then prove it. Because if you don't, millions of lives are on the line. They were rushed into armored vehicles, streets cleared, people staring in silence, some recording with shaky phones. The convoy raced toward the city's defense headquarters, helicopters circling above. Inside the armored truck, Adam whispered to Lyra, "Are you sure about this? Once we step in there, the whole world will see you." Lyra's voice was steady. "That is the only way, Adam. Secrets are shadows, but truth is fire, and fire spreads." When they entered the command chamber, screens lit up with faces of leaders from across the world, generals, presidents, prime ministers, all staring at the strange, glowing woman standing beside an ordinary man. One leader spoke, her voice sharp. "You are the traitor they demand. Why should we risk humanity for you?" Lyra raised her chin, her glowing marks flaring brighter. "Because if you give me back, your world will die in silence. But if you keep me, your world will live in defiance." The room fell into tense silence. Leaders whispering, soldiers gripping weapons tighter. Adam felt the weight of every eye on him. His voice cracked but steady. "She told me the Empire plans to erase humanity. They fear us. They fear what we might become. So if you give her up, we're already dead. But if we stand, maybe for the first time, we show them we're not afraid." Suddenly, the screens flickered. The alien leader appeared again, his molten eyes narrowing. "Earth, this is your final warning. Surrender the Diplomat or watch your keys burn." The chamber shook as the sound of alien engines thundered above. The world held its breath, torn between fear and defiance. The room fell into tense silence, leaders whispering, soldiers gripping weapons tighter. Adam felt the weight of every eye on him, his voice cracked but steady. "She told me the Empire plans to erase humanity. They fear us. They fear what we might become. So if you give her up, we're already dead. But if we stand, maybe for the first time, we show them we're not afraid." Suddenly the screens flickered. The alien leader appeared again, his molten eyes narrowing. "Earth, this is your final warning. Surrender the Diplomat or watch your skies burn." The chamber shook as the sound of alien engines thundered above. The world held its breath, torn between fear and defiance, and Adam realized this was no longer just about hiding a runaway alien in his closet. This was about humanity's first choice on the galactic stage. Bow or stand, love and war. The Chamber of Leaders was still trembling from the alien broadcast when Adam and Lyra were rushed out. Soldiers surrounded them, helicopters roared above, everyone's face carried the same look. "Fear," Adam whispered. "They won't stop, will they?" Lyra shook her head, her violet eyes burning. "No, Adam, they will not rest until I am taken, or until your world is ash." That night, the Empire made their next move. Strange lights filled the sky. Reports came from cities around the world. Black shapes moving between clouds, too fast for jets to follow. Power grids failing. Communication lines breaking. Fear spread faster than fire. But what frightened Adam the most was not the skies. It was the way Lyra stood silently by the window, her glowing marks bright as if she knew exactly what would come. Suddenly alarms blared through the base, red lights flashing, soldiers shouting, "Intrusion detected! Multiple hostiles inside perimeter!" Adam's chest tightened. "They're here." Before he could move, the walls of the base shimmered and cracked. Tall armored hunters appeared inside, their bone-like masks glowing red, weapons humming with energy. They didn't speak. They didn't hesitate. They came for her. Soldiers opened fire, bullets tearing the air, but the hunters barely slowed, their armor flashing with strange shields. One swung his arm, and an entire row of humans were thrown against the wall like dolls. Adam froze, fear gripping him, but Lyra grabbed his hand, pulling him close, her voice urgent. "Adam, you must trust me now." She raised her palm, the glowing marks across her skin surged like lightning, forming a barrier that shimmered around them. An energy bolt from a hunter struck it. But the shield held, crackling with light. Adam's breath caught. "What? How are you doing this?" Her voice was steady. "The bond, Adam. It feeds from both of us. My strength is tied to you now, and your courage gives me power." He blinked, his mind racing. "Courage? I'm terrified." Her lips curved in a small, fierce smile. "And still you stand. That is enough. The hunters advanced, their weapons glowing brighter. One raised a spear-like device, but before he could strike, Adam grabbed a fallen soldier's flash grenade, pulled the pin, and threw it. The explosion of light blinded the hunters for seconds, enough time for Lyra to push forward, her shield expanding and slamming them back. "Move!" she shouted, dragging Adam through the chaos. Hallways shook as the hunters tore through defenses, alarms screamed, the base became a battlefield. Soldiers fought desperately, but the Empire's warriors were far stronger. Adam and Lyra reached a side corridor, panting, his hands trembling. "We can't outrun them. There are too many." Lyra turned to him, her eyes fierce. "Then we do not run. We fight, together." Adam stared at her, then slowly nodded, something inside him snapping. "All right. Let's fight." The hunters cornered them in a hangar, 5 towering figures advancing, weapons ready. Adam's chest pounded, but he stepped forward, grabbing a steel pipe, his voice shaking but loud. "If you want her, you'll have to go through me." The hunters paused as if amused, but Lyra stepped beside him, her marks blazing, her shield glowing stronger. "And me," she said firmly. Then chaos erupted. Energy bolts flashed. Adam swung wildly, hitting one hunter's weapon, knocking it aside. Lyra's shield deflected another strike. The fight was desperate, brutal, humans against monsters. Adam was thrown to the ground, pain shooting through his ribs, but he forced himself up, grabbed a hunter's dropped blade and plunged it into the armor joint. Sparks exploded. The creature roared and fell. Lyra unleashed a surge of light that blasted 2 hunters back into the walls, their armor cracking, but more kept coming. The hangar doors blew open, reinforcements arriving, soldiers shouting, gunfire echoing, then the sky split. Earth's military finally launched missiles at the alien ships above. Explosions lit the heavens. The base shook with the sound of war. The world was fighting back amid the chaos. Adam pulled Lyra close, his face covered in sweat and dirt. "This is bigger than us now, isn't it?" Lyra touched his cheek, her voice soft but unshaken. "Yes, but we began it, and now together we must finish it." Suddenly, an explosion tore through the hangar, throwing them both to the ground. Smoke and fire filled the air. When Adam looked up, he saw a massive silhouette descending from the burning sky. A new ship, far larger than the others, its dark hull glowing with symbols of power. Lyra's face went pale, her voice barely a whisper. "That is no ordinary vessel. That is a warlord's ship." Adam's blood ran cold. He realized what this meant. The Empire had grown tired of warnings, read of hunters failing. Now they had sent something far worse. The war had truly begun. Humanity's choice. The warlord's ship hovered above the burning city like a dark sun. Its presence alone crushed the air. Buildings shook, power grids collapsed, and every screen across Earth flickered to life. The alien warlord appeared, his armor black and gold, his molten eyes piercing. His voice thundered, "People of Earth, this is your final chance. Surrender the runaway diplomat and the human who shelters her, or watch your world erased." The image burned across every device. Phones, televisions, billboards, even military command screens. There was no escape. The whole planet heard the demand. Inside the ruined base, Adam staggered to his feet, blood on his face. Lyra by his side, her glow faint but steady. Soldiers around them whispered, some afraid, some ready to fight. Adam clenched his fists, his voice low. "They want you and me, nothing less." Lyra's violet eyes softened. "They fear you, Adam, not just me, because you chose to stand. And if one human can stand, all humans might." Adam looked at the soldiers, at the shattered walls, at the sky burning with alien ships, then back at her. "So what do we do? If we give you up, they'll kill you, but if we don't, they'll destroy Earth." She stepped closer, her hand gripping his. "There is another path, but it is dangerous." Adam swallowed. "Tell me." She lifted her other hand, the glowing marks pulsing. "The bond between us is not only a shield, it is also a beacon. If we join fully, if we open the bond to the Council, the Empire cannot hide their crimes. Their corruption will be seen. But Adam, it will expose you too. Every thought, every fear, every weakness. They will see all of you." Adam's chest tightened. "So, basically, I'd have to stand naked before the galaxy." She gave a faint smile. "Yes, But in truth, Neka, honesty is stronger than their lies. Before Adam could respond, the base shook, walls splitting, hunters storming in, soldiers falling back, chaos erupting again, the warlord's voice booming from above. Decide now, human, or Earth burns. Adam looked at Lyra, her eyes glowing, and something inside him shifted. The fear was still there, but so was fire. He took a deep breath. Then let's show them everything. They stepped into the center of the base, soldiers forming a ring around them, cameras from command centers locked on them. Every leader, every citizen watching. Lyra raised her hands, the glowing marks across her skin blazing brighter than ever. Adam gripped her tightly, their bond surging, energy sparking through the air, the entire room filled with a pulse of light. And then, silence. Screens across the world changed. The warlord's image flickered, and instead, visions spilled out, not from Earth, but from Lyra's stolen memories, the truth she carried. Galactic council chambers where empires whispered plans to erase humanity, secret fleets being built to strike Earth, slaves taken from lesser worlds, corruption hidden behind golden masks. People gasped, leaders stared in shock, and for the first time the galaxy saw itself exposed by a human and a runaway diplomat. The warlord roared in fury. Lies, trickery. But his voice was drowned as council symbols appeared, leaders from other species breaking protocol, demanding answers. Adam fell to his knees, the energy draining him, his mind bare, his fears laid open, but he looked up at the screen, his voice raw. This is who they are. This is what they plan. You can bow, or you can stand. Lyra's arms wrapped around him, holding him steady, her voice echoing through the bond. Humanity, I chose you because you do not bow, you rise. The warlord's ship shuddered as other fleets hesitated, the Empire's mask cracking under the weight of expos. Truth, Earth's leaders, stood in silence until one voice broke through, strong and clear. We will not surrender. Others followed, voices from nations united. We will not bow. Cheers erupted from soldiers, from civilians watching around the world. Humanity's first defiance had been spoken, not in fear, but in fire. The warlord snarled, his molten eyes blazing. Then you have chosen war. His ship began to charge its weapons, the sky glowing red, but before he could strike, council fleets appeared, drawn by the beacon of the bond, massive ships surrounding, their weapons aimed not at Earth, but at the warlord. Lyra's voice rang out, strong. You cannot silence truth, and you cannot erase humanity. The warlord's ship hesitated, trapped between Earth's defiance and the Council's sudden attention. For the first time, Adam saw fear in those molten eyes. The screen flickered, the ship pulling back, retreating into the void, but his last words lingered. This is not over, human. We will return. Silence fell. Then the world erupted in cries, in cheers, in tears. Humanity had not only survived, it had stood. Adam leaned against Lyra, exhausted, his voice faint. So, I guess we're married for real now. She smiled softly, her violet eyes shining. Yes, husband, and our fight is only beginning. The camera zoomed on them, a human and an alien diplomat hand in hand standing before the galaxy and across the stars. The name of Earth was no longer whispered in fear, it was spoken with respect.